Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius has said, "It never ceases to amaze me. We love ourselves more than other people, yet we care more for their opinion than our own." Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in wherever you are. Welcome to the second episode of Sankalp Speaks. Today, I will be deconstructing this quote by Marcus Aurelius. I got interested in Stoicism around 2 years ago when I was going through some difficult timing in my life, and Stoicism came as a huge relief to me. And ever since then, I think I've been fascinated by this quote, and I could not figure out that why this happens, and that's why I decided to sort of break down and put this quote under the microscope today. So the first part of the quote is that we love ourselves more than other people. Now, well, in my case, I can say that it's not 100% accurate. It's very difficult for me to practice self-love. And if you look at it, we are the ones who know our deepest, darkest secrets. We know the things that we have done, and we have failed to live up to our own mark. And that's why we feel that, like we are not worthy. And that is why we cannot love ourselves. And also, to a certain extent, loving yourself requires utmost confidence in your abilities and teeny tiny bit of narcissism as well. So that sums up why is it difficult to love ourselves. And second thing is that now why are we always thinking about the flaws in our character and not about the good things about ourselves? And the answer is very simple. Let's say that if there's a cut in your finger, you're probably not going to think about how beautiful your eyes are, right? The first thing, your mind will always divert its attention towards that pain that you're feeling in your finger. That's what happens with our character as well. So there might be like a 99 good things about us and one bad thing about us, and we are always thinking about that bad thing because we don't want that to be in us, right? And we want to be perfect, and that is why in the pursuit of that perfection, we totally focus on our negative attributes, and we end up magnifying them. So self-love, maybe for someone who's very aware of themselves, it's easy, but usually if you're an average Joe and not very aware of yourself, I would say it's difficult to practice self-love, though it is something that's desirable, of course, and I will get back to that point. But before that, I would want to look at the second part. We care more for others' opinion. Now, is that a bad thing? Now, if the entire universe is sort of trying to give you a signal, then it's probably not punishing you. It's just that, there's some things that needs to be changed, and could be a total possibility. So, in my case, I think that I cared for someone's opinion more or less during the three times first when someone was praising me, and it just got into my skin that, oh my goodness, I'm so cool, right? Like he or she is thinks so highly of me. Well, second is that when someone ignores me, I think that the first part may not bother me very much, but the second, when someone ignores me or gives me a silent treatment, I think that that's the end of it. I mean, one cannot take the fact that they're being ignored, and when I have been ignored, I always directed it towards myself that, am I so disgusting that people don't even want to be with me, that they are not even opposing me, but they are just ignoring me just like that. And pretty much that goes with ghosting and everything. Like every time I was ghosted, I felt like, oh my goodness, what is so wrong with me? Why would people want to run away from me? And the third time, when it hurts the most, or when we care about someone's opinion, is when we perceive them as better than ourselves. So when I think that someone is better than me and I can learn a lot from them, or when I hold them with utmost respect, when I love them very much, and when they say something bad about me, or when I look at them, I kind of need their approval, and if I don't get it, probably I feel a bit how should I say, a bit of a pain over there. And I think I've been seeing that a pattern in my life, that more often than not, what hurt me the most was that these people whom I perceived to be better than me, whom I respected and loved, when then they told me that I was not good enough, or when they ignored me, or when they ghosted me, or in some worst situations, gaslighted me as well. I gaslight me as well. I I felt totally miserable, and I, I cannot tell you that probably I should not have cared for their opinion because, well, I mean, yeah, I mean these are the people who at least I thought at that time are better than me, or who are the people whom I can learn from, right? And being a social animal, I think there's a huge desire to be with other people, and you usually, you learn from other people's company, and you feel happy in general when you're with others, and when you're not with others, still you still at least one should at least strive to be happy with their own company. But sometimes there's this longing that like, okay, let's go and see someone and you know see what's going on in their life, or just get to know someone, right? Now this well, I'm guilty of that, and I think that a lot of people are guilty of that they care for others' opinion. And I'm not going to judge you harshly if you have done that. I mean, I have done that as well, and I would say that that's okay. But my biggest question would be that the people who are judging you, how much do you love them, and do you even know them? I mean, of course, you know them. You know who they are. They could be your girlfriend, boyfriend, your closest of your friends. In some really bad cases, your parents as well. But the thing is that let me change the question and ask you: how well do you know yourself? I mean, have you not seen the mood swings in yourself? Have you not found yourself behaving irrationally in certain situations? Have you not found yourself wasting time when you should be utilizing it? Right? So at certain stage you can't even trust yourself. So when you can't trust yourself, don't you think that other people would be just as whimsical as you are, and their opinion would be just as flawed as you are? So if you cannot love yourself, fair enough, understandable. Probably you cannot love others as well. And but generally we have a bit more of altruistic tendency, and we think that other people are good, and we look at the more glorious moments of their life, and we think that, oh my goodness, they are so wonderful. Like, someone has their own startup, someone is a CFA level 2 candidate, someone is good at solving consulting cases, and you look at them and like, my goodness. Or whoever, like, whoever you admire, or you think that they are better than you, and you just try to like, you don't want to be on the wrong side of their opinion. But here's the thing: you're looking only at the positive aspect of their personality, right? I mean, in Sanskrit we have this slok which says that Manina Bhusito Sarpa Kim Sona Bhayankara, which translates to that even the serpent that is ornated with gem is dangerous, right? So if a person is good in their professional or academic achievements, still if they are condescending and rude, and they're willing to let you go through the psychological trauma, probably they're not good for you. And anyway, what are you going to learn from someone who's condescending, right? So when you put in efforts, right, to reach out to people, you put in efforts to get to know them, and that's a good thing. But if someone is not reciprocating, or when you see that you are judged harshly, or you're misunderstood, probably you should walk away. In the Old Testament, there is this line that says that, do not cast thy pearls in front of swine. There's no way you can make yourself heard to someone who does not want to hear you. If someone is hell-bent on misunderstanding you, then you cannot justify yourself. And even if you try to do that, you will feel like a miserable person all the time. And again, that is coming from experience. I have done that, guilty of that. So even if you have done that, fair enough. I'm not going to judge you. I can understand where it comes from. Like, if we were that aware, probably we would be monk and not normal human beings, right? But here's the thing, that suffering that comes from judging ourselves based on someone else's opinion is totally unnecessary. If someone is worth it, they will stay in your life and they will not, misunderstand you, they will not misjudge you. If someone is actually very good at what they do and they have reached there through a struggle, probably they're going to understand your struggle as a beginner and they will support you, they will mentor you, they will guide you. They won't make fun of you, right? So if you're not getting along with someone, just it's not worth it to drown yourself with with the noise of their opinion. So when someone is just like trying to tell you that you're not good enough, maybe you can understand that they're not pretty aware of what they're saying. You can forgive them, or even better, you can say fuck you to them. I mean, it seriously does not matter. I mean, you cannot please everyone, right? And there is a tendency in people to please everyone, especially when you're hurt, when you're feeling lonely, when you're going through the tough phase in your life, when you're uncertain. You want people to be around you. You don't want to offend people, and that's totally understandable. It's just that the more you want people to be in your life, the more are the chances that they will leave you because they will feel pressured or something. And again, saying it from personal experience, but yeah, it's better to let someone go and not let their opinion bother you. So, and coming back to loving ourselves, so as I said in the beginning of the video that I'll be talking about loving ourselves, I think that the only way to move forward is to love ourselves. A very close friend of mine was once telling me that our body tells us that love me, love me, love me, and we never care about it. But sometimes we should just stop and think about the good qualities in us, try to understand ourselves. Like, even if no one else is understanding us, we have the responsibility to try and understand our own selves, right? So, well, points to you, Marcus. You were right. We love ourselves more than others. At least we should strive to love ourselves more than others. And once we reach that level, probably we will not care about others' opinions. So I think that if we love ourselves, probably we will not care about how others perceive us, because there should be certain faith in ourselves that no matter how harsh the situation gets, no matter how dark the situation gets, we will find a way out of this situation. So to end, I would want to leave you with this quote from Steve Jobs, which I love very much, is that do not let the noise of others' people's opinion drown your own inner voice, and have the courage to follow your heart and intuition, because they somehow already know what you truly want to become, and everything else is secondary. So thank you for listening to me, and let me know what are the problems that you faced, and if you also felt something on the similar line. And if you're kind of afraid of losing people or worried about someone's opinion, use 2 words: fuck you. Learn to say fuck you. It's good for you. Ciao, ciao.